Settle in and let the world outside grow distant. Tonight, our journey takes us down the cobblestone alleys of history, into the shadows where a certain figure dwells. Forget the stories you've heard of men who dance on rooftops in sleek leather, who are part of some noble, ancient creed. Forget the magical hidden blades and the heroic escapes. Tonight, we speak of the truth. We are here to understand why you would never survive a day as a medieval assassin, and why, even if you did, you would wish you hadn't. Let us call our man, no, not by a grand, mysterious name. Let's call him Nothing. For his greatest strength, his only true asset, is to be utterly forgettable. He is a ghost in simple sight. His face is neither handsome nor ugly. It is simply tired. His clothes are not black leather, but the same rough, mud-stained wool tunic as every other poor soul in this crowded, filthy city. He is not a master of a hidden order. He is a tool, a desperate man, perhaps a former soldier who saw too much, now hired by a nobleman to solve a problem. His payment? A small pouch of silver, enough to eat for a few months, but not enough to ever truly escape. His first challenge isn't the target. It is simply existing. He sleeps not in a secret lair, but in the corner of a grimy tavern, the floor sticky with spilled ale and strewn with straw that has seen a dozen other sleepers. The air is thick with the smoke from the hearth and the smell of unwashed bodies. He eats what he can afford, a hunk of hard black bread and a bowl of watery stew, praying the meat in it isn't as diseased as the rats scurrying by his feet. This is the first reason you wouldn't survive: the filth. A simple cut on his hand from a rusty nail, a scrape on his leg while climbing a damp wall. These are not minor inconveniences. Without antibiotics, they are potential death sentences. Tetanus, gangrene, and blood poisoning are far more likely to kill him than a city guard's sword. The water he drinks from the public well could be teeming with cholera. Survival is a daily, mundane battle before the real work even begins. For weeks, he does nothing but watch. His form of stealth isn't acrobatic, it is patience. He becomes part of the city's scenery. He learns the routines of his target, a merchant who has grown too powerful. He notes when the merchant walks to the market, when his personal guards are distracted, which alley is darkest on a moonless night. He is a hunter, but his hunt is a slow, boring, and nerve-wracking affair. Every day he lives with a cold knot of fear in his stomach. Not just fear of being discovered by his target, but fear of the city itself. The city watch is brutal. A simple misunderstanding, being in the wrong place at the wrong time, could get him arrested for vagrancy, thrown in a dungeon, and forgotten. He is utterly alone. There is no brotherhood to save him. The man who hired him would be the first to deny his existence. And now the night of the act arrives. There is no elaborate plan, no rooftop chase. The merchant is walking home from a tavern, slightly drunk, his two guards laughing at a crude joke. The chosen place is a narrow alley, slick with mud and offal, choked with the stench of a nearby tannery. This is the second reason you wouldn't survive, the reality of the kill. It is not an elegant dance. Our assassin doesn't announce his presence. He melts from the shadows, a simple iron dagger in his hand. It is a messy, clumsy, desperate affair. A quick, brutal thrust, a gasp of shocked air from the merchant, a brief, ugly struggle. The guards turn, shouting in confusion, but our man is already gone, swallowed again by the darkness and the anonymous shuffling crowd. He did not look his victim in the eyes. He did not whisper a creed. It was simply a grim task completed. And here, my friend, is where the true story begins, the part the storytellers leave out. This is the final, most important reason you wouldn't survive: the aftermath. Let us imagine he was caught. Perhaps a guard was quicker than expected. He would not be given a swift end. He would be dragged to a dungeon and tortured, not for justice, but for information. Who hired you? They would ask again and again, using methods we will not speak of here. And whether he talked or not, his end would be the same: a gruesome public execution, a warning to others. His employer would watch from a distant window, safe and secure, perhaps even feeling a flicker of relief that a loose end has been tied. But what if he succeeds? What if he gets away clean? Is he free? No. He is now more hunted than ever before. He makes his way to a secret meeting point to collect the rest of his silver. The gold feels cold in his hand, heavier than any stone. It is not a reward, it is a mark. The nobleman who hired him cannot afford to have a living witness who knows his secrets. Our assassin is now a liability. His life of looking over his shoulder has just begun. Every friendly stranger could be an agent sent to silence him. Every shared drink could be poisoned. He cannot stay in one city for long. He must keep moving, always looking back, always paranoid. The face he worked so hard to make forgettable must now be forgotten by him too. He has no name, no home, no future. He is simply a ghost, drifting from one town to the next. The weight of his silver, a constant, cold reminder of the life he took and the life he lost. The life of a medieval assassin was not one of power, but of powerlessness. It was not a life of honor, but of desperation. A journey into shadow from which there was no return. They were the truest ghosts of the Middle Ages, not because they were unseen, but because, in the end, they never truly existed at all. So as you drift off to sleep, tucked safely in your bed, Be glad that the shadows in your room are only shadows, for the men who truly lived in them found no peace, no glory, and certainly no rest.